The bakery went quiet the moment the words left her mouth. I need to cancel the cake. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead. The glass display cases glowed with perfect frosted cupcakes and double-layered chocolate fantasies. Behind the counter, the clerk froze with her hand hovering over the keyboard. "You're canceling?" she repeated. "The dinosaur sheet cake for Saturday? Ethan's 7th?" The name on the order form made Grace Turner's stomach twist. She didn't look at the bright green frosting sample on the counter or the printed picture of a grinning T-Rex. She kept her eyes on the scratched surface of the bakery floor instead. "Yes," she whispered. I'm sorry. I can't afford it anymore." Two people in line behind her shifted impatiently. A toddler whined. Someone's cart squeaked as it rolled past. And standing 3 spots back, hands in the pockets of his dark hoodie, Liam Hart watched the scene unfold with a frown. The clerk blinked, confused. "But you already paid the deposit last week," she said. "We just need the rest when you pick it up tomorrow. Are you sure you want to cancel? There's a fee for—" "The card declined," Grace blurted, cheeks burning. "I just checked it again before I came in. My paycheck was smaller this week. They cut my hours. If I pay for the cake, I can't pay the gas bill. I'm so sorry. I know you already started it." Her voice cracked on the last word. The clerk's expression softened, but she still glanced nervously toward the line. "You could take something smaller?" she offered. "We have ready-made ones. Cheaper." Grace swallowed. Her son's face flashed in her mind. Ethan, jumping on their sagging couch last night, waving the bakery flyer. "Mom, look, a volcano cake, and a dino cake, and a cake with space on it. Do you think ours will be cool like that?" She'd smiled and ruffled his hair. "It'll be awesome," she'd promised. "Just you wait." Now her throat felt like sandpaper. I can't," she whispered. "I shouldn't have ordered it in the first place. If you've ever had to choose between paying a bill and keeping a promise to your child, if you've ever done the math in your head at a checkout line and felt that cold, sinking panic, stay with this story. And if emotional, movie-like stories about ordinary people, impossible choices, and shocking acts of kindness are your thing, hit subscribe to Extraordinary Stories, tap the like button, and turn on the notification bell right now, because what happened next in this grocery store bakery turned a canceled cake into the moment an entire room was wiping away tears. Back at the counter, the clerk hesitated. "I'm really sorry," Grace said again. "Just cancel it, please." She pulled at the fraying cuff of her thrift store coat, wishing she could make herself invisible. It had already been a long week. The diner where she worked had cut her shifts to make room for the owner's nephew. Her ex hadn't sent child support in 3 months. The landlord had left another note about timely payments on her door, and in the middle of it all was Ethan's birthday. She'd told herself the cake was non-negotiable. One special thing, one big memory that didn't scream, "We're barely scraping by." Then the gas company notice had arrived that morning, bright red across the top. Final warning before disconnection. Grace had stood in the tiny kitchen, letter shaking in her hand, while Ethan practiced spelling words at the table. "Mom?" he'd said. "Why are you making that face?" "I'm just thinking, buddy," she'd replied, forcing a smile. "Finish your homework." Later, after she'd called the gas company and negotiated for 3 more days, she'd opened her banking app one more time. The numbers didn't change. Something had to give. Now, at the bakery, she felt everyone's eyes on her, on the woman canceling her kid's birthday cake the day before the party. The clerk sighed. "I'll talk to my manager about the fee," she said gently. "We'll see what we can do." She scribbled "canceled" across the order form in thick, red ink. The word looked like a verdict. Grace nodded, blinking back tears. "Thank you," she whispered. "I'm really sorry for the trouble." She turned to go. Behind her, a man cleared his throat. "Excuse me," he said. His voice was calm, low. It cut through the humming refrigerators and quiet chatter, making a few heads turn. Grace didn't look up. She couldn't bear to see the pity, or worse, the judgment, on a stranger's face. She kept walking, clutching her empty shopping basket. "Ma'am?" The voice tried again. "Miss Turner?" She froze. How did he know her name? She turned slowly. The man in the hoodie had stepped out of line. Up close, he didn't look like the usual Saturday grocery shopper. Yes, he wore jeans and a hoodie, but the watch on his wrist was subtle and expensive. His dark hair was carefully messy, not careless, and his eyes, gray, sharp, taking everything in, didn't match the casual outfit. He held out a hand, palm up, as if approaching a skittish animal. "I'm sorry," he said. "I overheard your name when you placed the order last week. I was picking up something then too. I'm not trying to pry." She hugged the basket closer. "Can I help you?" she asked stiffly. He nodded toward the counter. "You're canceling your son's cake," he said. "Is it really because of the gas bill?" The question landed like a slap. Heat rushed to her face. "That's none of your business," she snapped. "I'm fine. We're fine. I just changed my mind." She turned again. "Wait," he said, stepping sideways to block her path, but not too close. "I'm not judging you," he added quickly. "I promise. I know what it's like to have bills breathing down your neck and kids who deserve more than you can give them." She snorted. "Do you?" she asked. "You shop at Greenway. That watch on your wrist probably costs more than my car. Don't pretend you understand." Something flickered across his face. "You're right," he said. "I own a few watches, and more than one car. But I didn't start there. I grew up in a one-bedroom walk-up with a mom who worked 3 jobs and still couldn't afford birthday cakes most years." He shrugged, a small, almost self-conscious gesture. "Look," he said, "I'm not trying to make this about me. I just saw what happened. I know you're going to walk out of here and tell your son some brave story about how cupcakes are even cooler than dinosaur cakes. But I also know you're going to go home and feel like you failed him." Her chest tightened. He was too close to the truth. "Don't," she said hoarsely. "Don't do this. I don't want your pity." "It's not pity," he said. "It's a simple offer." He turned to the clerk, who'd been pretending not to listen and doing a terrible job. "Hi," he said. "Can you uncancel that order?" The clerk blinked. Excuse me?" "The dinosaur cake," he clarified. "For Ethan. Put it back on. Same design. I'll pay the full amount plus whatever cancellation fee you were going to charge." Grace went cold. "No," she said sharply. "Absolutely not." The clerk looked between them, panicked. "Sir, I can't." "Yes, you can," he said gently. "I'll pay now, in full." Grace shook her head. "I'm not taking money from a stranger," she said. "I'm not a charity case." He met her eyes. "This isn't charity," he said quietly. "It's a neighbor paying for a kid's birthday cake. That's it. No strings. You don't owe me gratitude or a story or anything." Her jaw clenched. "If you think I'm going to let some rich guy swoop in and—" "Mom?" The small voice behind her turned her spine to ice. She turned. Ethan stood there in his worn sneakers and superhero t-shirt, hair sticking up under a crooked baseball cap. He'd been holding onto the side of the cart around the corner, playing with a toy car. Now he looked between his mom and the man in the hoodie, confusion clouding his bright brown eyes. "What's wrong?" he asked. "Did something happen to the cake?" Grace's throat closed. She couldn't speak. The man in the hoodie, Liam, stepped back, giving her space. This wasn't his moment to take. Grace knelt in front of Ethan, her hands shaking as she held his shoulders. "Buddy," she said softly, "about the cake. Things changed a little. We're not going to get the big dinosaur one from the bakery." Ethan's face fell. "Why?" he whispered. "Money's tight this month," she said, forcing the words out, "and we have to make sure the heat stays on. So I thought, maybe we could bake cupcakes together at home instead. Just you and me. That might be fun, right?" He looked down at his sneakers. For a second she thought he might cry. Instead, he swallowed and gave her a small, brave nod. "Cupcakes are okay," he said. "We can still put candles on them, and dinosaurs don't even eat cake. They eat, like, trees and meat and stuff, so it's fine." His attempt at being grown up broke something inside her. She pulled him into a hug, pressing her face into his hair. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'm so sorry." Over her shoulder, Ethan looked at Liam. Their eyes met. The boy's voice was quiet, but clear. "Were you going to help my mom?" he asked. Liam hesitated. "Yes," he said simply. "If she'd let me." "Why?" Ethan asked. "You don't know us." Liam smiled softly. "I know what it feels like to have a birthday without cake," he said. "I also know what it feels like when someone steps in and says, 'Not this time. Somebody did that for me once.'" Ethan bit his lip, then looked at his mom. "Can he help?" he asked. "Just this one time?" Grace closed her eyes. Humiliation, pride, fear, they all fought for control. But under all of it was something else. A 7-year-old boy, trying to be brave about losing the one thing he'd been counting down to for weeks. She let out a long, shaking breath. When she opened her eyes, there were tears on her lashes. "Okay," she said quietly, to Ethan more than to Liam. "Just this once." She stood and turned to Liam. "Thank you," she said. "We can pay you back. Not all at once, but—" "No," he interrupted. "You won't. You'll pay it forward when you can. Deal?" She hesitated. "Deal," she said. The clerk, who looked like she might cry herself, clapped her hands together. "Okay," she said brightly. "Dinosaur cake is back on. Green frosting, volcano, happy 7th birthday, Ethan." Ethan's whole face lit up. "Yes," he burst out. "With lava, please." Liam chuckled. "You heard the man," he said. He handed over his card. The clerk's eyes widened briefly at the name embossed on it. "Hart," she murmured. Her gaze flicked from the card to his face, recognition dawning. "Wait," she whispered. "Are you—" He touched a finger to his lips, almost playfully. "Just Liam today," he said. She nodded quickly, swiping the card. Receipt printed. Payment confirmed. The dinosaur cake was officially back from the dead. Grace stood there, feeling like she was watching someone else's life. "Why are you doing this?" she asked quietly. "Really?" He looked at Ethan, practically vibrating with excitement beside her. Then back at her. "Because I can," he said. "And because the world's hard enough without kids having to carry the weight of their parents' bank accounts." He nodded toward the exit. "I'll let you finish your shopping," he said. "Happy early birthday, Ethan." He turned to go. "Wait," Ethan called. "Will you come to my party?" Liam stopped. Grace's heart jumped into her throat. "Ethan," she hissed. "He's busy. I'd like to," Liam said slowly. "If it's okay with your mom." Grace stared at him. At this stranger who'd just stepped into their life and changed the shape of tomorrow with one swipe of a card. "Let's see how things go," she said carefully. "We live in Parkview Towers, Building C, Apartment 4B. Tomorrow at 2. He smiled. "I'll see what I can do," he said. He walked away, pushing his cart, disappearing around the corner into the cereal aisle. Grace looked down at her son. Ethan was grinning. "Mom," he whispered, "this is going to be the best birthday ever." She forced a smile back, even as a tiny voice in her head whispered, "You just invited a stranger to your home." She had no idea that by tomorrow afternoon, that stranger would have her entire apartment building in tears. "Do you know who that was?" The bakery clerk grabbed her co-worker's arm the moment Liam disappeared from view. "The guy in the hoodie?" the other girl asked. "Cute, polite, good tipper?" The clerk stared at her. "That was Liam Hart," she hissed. "As in Hart Technologies, as in Billionaire, as in our entire store uses his payment systems, Liam Hart." The co-worker's jaw dropped. "You're kidding." "I just ran his card," the clerk said, waving the slip. "It said Hart Global. That's his company. I've seen him on, 5 magazine covers." "Wait," the co-worker said slowly, looking toward where Grace and Ethan were now choosing candles. "So a billionaire just paid for that kid's cake?" "Yeah," the clerk said. "And I don't think they have any idea who he is." She watched Grace tuck the order slip carefully into her purse, relief and leftover shame fighting on her face. A thought struck the clerk. "I swear," she muttered, "if this doesn't end up in some feel-good news article, the universe is broken." In the parking lot, Grace loaded discounted pasta and store-brand cereal into the trunk of her 10-year-old sedan. Ethan chattered the whole time. "Do you think the volcano will have candy lava, Mom? Can we put the cake on my dinosaur tablecloth? Do you think Liam likes dinosaurs too?" She tried to keep up, nodding and making little sounds. Inside, her mind spun. She'd just accepted help from a stranger whose groceries probably cost more than her monthly rent. She'd given him their address. She'd let her pride crack open in front of her son. But when she pictured Ethan's face at the counter, she'd do it again. "Mom?" Ethan tugged on her sleeve. "If he doesn't come, it's okay. He's probably very busy. Grown-ups are always busy." She smiled faintly. "We'll have fun either way," she said. "Cake, balloons, the works. And the party at the park," Ethan added. "With my friends." Grace's stomach clenched. She'd promised the park, then seen the weather report. Cold, wind, 70% chance of rain. She'd called the community center about renting a room instead. They'd quoted a price that made her vision blur. So now her plan was balloons in their living room, fold-out chairs borrowed from a neighbor, homemade party games. She pushed the thought aside and ruffled Ethan's hair. "We'll figure it out," she said. Across town, in a top-floor office of a glass tower, Liam set his grocery bag on a sleek kitchen island and checked his watch. His assistant, Zoe, looked up from her laptop at the corner table. "You went to Greenway yourself?" she asked, eyebrow raised. "No delivery app today?" "I needed to see real people," he said, grabbing a bottle of sparkling water. "It's easy to forget they exist when you spend all day in meetings about user engagement." She smirked. "That bad?" she asked. He hesitated. Then he told her about the bakery, the cancelled cake, the gas bill, the 7-year-old boy trying to be brave. Zoe listened, her expression softening. "So you paid for the cake," she said. Classic Liam move. Anonymous fairy god billionaire in aisle 7. "It didn't feel like enough," he admitted. "The kid invited me to the party." Her eyes widened. "Please tell me you said yes." "I said I'd see what I could do," he replied. "I didn't want to promise and then get pulled into some emergency board call." Zoe closed her laptop with a decisive click. "Block your calendar," she said. 2 o'clock tomorrow. You're busy." He blinked. "I am?" "Yes," she said. "You're going to a birthday party in Parkview Towers, Building C, Apartment 4B. I'll send a calendar invite." He laughed. "You're very bossy for an employee," he said. "You pay me to tell you when you're being an idiot," she shot back. "And if you skip that kid's party after everything that happened, you're an idiot." He nodded, conceding the point. "I was thinking," he began. "Oh no," she groaned. "That tone means billionaire idea." "I was thinking," he continued, "a cake is great. But what if the party didn't have to be cramped in a small apartment with neighbors complaining about noise?" Zoe's eyes lit up. "You want to host it somewhere else?" she said. "There's that kids' play center we fund in Midtown," he mused. "The one with the climbing wall and ball pit." "Fun Galaxy," she said. "We renovated it last year with the foundation." "Can we book a room there?" he asked. "Tomorrow at 2? She pulled her phone out, already dialing. "For you?" she said. "We can book the whole place." He held up a hand. "Let's not make it a circus," he said. "Just one party room, maybe some extra game tokens, and a staff member who knows how to handle a sugar-high 7-year-old. As Zoe made the arrangements, Liam opened his email and pulled up the internal contact list for the Hart Foundation. He clicked on Community Programs, Parkview District. A name popped up, Maria Lopez, Community Liaison. He typed fast. "Hey Maria, random but important. Do you have any programs or volunteers connected to Parkview Towers, Building C? There's a single mom there, Grace Turner, and her son Ethan, turning 7 tomorrow. Long story short, I ran into them today. She's juggling bills and barely keeping the lights on. I don't want to barge into her life with a check, but I also don't want to walk away, now that I know what's happening. Any thoughts on how we can quietly support them without making her feel like a charity project? He hit send. Zoe hung up her call. Done, she said. Fun Galaxy is yours from 1:30 to 4 tomorrow. They're thrilled you're actually using the space like a normal human instead of just cutting a ribbon. Great, he said. Next step, convince a stubborn single mom to move her son's party. Trick question, Zoe said. You let someone she trusts do it. Like who? He asked. She grinned. Like the neighbor who works at the community center, she said, waving her phone. I just got a text from Maria. She says Grace's upstairs neighbor, Miss D, runs half the unofficial childcare in that building. She'll help. Liam leaned back in his chair. For the first time all week, the endless graphs and quarterly reports seemed small. There was something more urgent to fix, not with an app update, with balloons, pizza, and a seriously epic dinosaur cake. Back in Parkview Towers, Grace stared at the stack of bills on her kitchen table, while Ethan colored dinosaur masks in the living room. A knock sounded at the door. Her heart jumped. If it was the landlord again? She opened it cautiously. Miss Denise from 5C stood there, gray curls pinned up, floral blouse bright against the dull hallway walls. Afternoon, baby, Miss Denise said. I heard tomorrow's a big day. Grace sighed. Of course you did, she said. The walls here are made of paper. One sneeze, and the whole building says, bless you. Miss Denise chuckled. I saw Ethan in the laundry room telling the washing machines about his dinosaur cake, she said. Thought I'd check in on his mama. Grace's shoulders slumped. We're managing, she said. The cake is covered. A stranger. She hesitated, still not sure how to explain. A man at the store paid for it. Miss Denise raised an eyebrow. And you're okay with that? She asked. Grace rubbed her temples. No, she said. Yes, I don't know. It's complicated. But seeing Ethan's face, I couldn't say no. Well, Miss Denise said slowly, what if I told you there's another option? Grace frowned. What do you mean? Miss Denise stepped inside and closed the door. I just got off the phone with Maria from the community office, she said. There's a kids' play center downtown, Fun Galaxy. They've got a party room open tomorrow at 2. Pizza, games, the works. She said they can host Ethan's party there for free. Grace's stomach lurched. What? She asked. Why? Who's paying for that? Some foundation, Miss Denise said vaguely. They've been good to the building, helped Mrs. Alvarez in 3B after her surgery. Nothing shady. Maria says it's all above board. It sounds like charity, Grace whispered. It sounds like a blessing, Miss Denise countered. You work hard, baby. Nobody's handing you a free ride. You're just getting a little help carrying the load. Grace glanced at the peeling paint on the walls, the second-hand couch, the sagging bookshelf filled with worn library books. She thought of Ethan running laps in this tiny living room tomorrow, trying to pretend it was a playground. A party room at Fun Galaxy felt like another planet. What if I say no? She asked softly. Then we tape streamers to your ceiling and make the best of it, Miss Denise said. But I've known you since you carried that baby up 3 flights of stairs in a car seat in a thunderstorm. You never ask for anything. Maybe it's okay to say yes this time. Grace swallowed hard. Her voice came out barely above a whisper. Will you come with us? She asked. To the party? Miss Denise smiled. Honey, you couldn't keep me away, she said. Now call those other mamas and tell them the party's moving. I'll bring the good paper plates, the ones that don't flop when you put too much food on them. Ethan peered around the corner, eyes wide. Did someone say party? He asked. Grace met his gaze. Change of plans, birthday boy, she said, heart pounding. How do you feel about having your party at Fun Galaxy instead of the park? Ethan's mouth fell open. Are you serious? He squeaked. With the big slide, and the ball pit, and the climbing thing that looks like a spaceship? If we can get there on time, she said. He launched himself at her, arms tight around her waist. This is the best birthday ever, he declared into her shirt. Grace hugged him back, her eyes meeting Miss Denise's over his shoulder. Miss Denise nodded. Silently, Grace mouthed 2 words. Thank you. Neither of them knew that the man who'd started this chain of events was pacing his penthouse, wondering if any of it was enough. Fun Galaxy smelled like pizza, popcorn, and childhood. Bright murals covered the walls. The shrieks of kids bounced off padded structures. Lights flashed over arcade games. Grace stood just inside the party room door, clutching a stack of paper cups. This is too much, she murmured. Colored balloons bobbed above long tables. A banner stretched across one wall. Happy 7th birthday, Ethan. Platters of pizza and bowls of chips waited, untouched. A staff member in a neon shirt blew up extra balloons with a smile. You okay? Miss Denise asked, adjusting a dino print napkin. I keep waiting for someone to tell us it's a mistake, Grace said. That they double-booked, that we're in the wrong room. You're not, Miss Denise said firmly. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Ethan burst into the room, followed by 3 classmates and their parents. Mom, look, he shouted. They have a laser maze, and a claw machine, and a game where you hit sharks with a hammer. Whack a shark, the staff member corrected with a grin. We're very proud of it. Soon the room was full of kids in various dinosaur shirts, their voices rising and blending into joyous chaos. Grace moved like she was floating outside her body, pouring juice, handing out pizza slices, tying balloon strings to small wrists. At exactly 2:30, a Fun Galaxy staffer wheeled in the cake. The room went quiet. It was even more impressive than the sample picture. A full sheet cake, frosted a deep jungle green, with a chocolate volcano at one corner, spilling red and orange lava down the side. Plastic dinosaurs roamed the surface. In bold letters, the top read, Happy 7th birthday, Ethan. Ethan's jaw dropped. Mom, he whispered. It's perfect. Grace's eyes filled. She opened her mouth to say something, and saw him. Liam stood just outside the doorway, one hand resting lightly on the frame. He hadn't dressed like a billionaire. Dark jeans, simple button-down shirt, no suit, no entourage. But there was something about the way he carried himself, the way the manager hovered a respectful distance behind him, that said he was not just another dad. He caught Grace's eye and gave a small, tentative smile. I hope I'm not too late, he said. Ethan spun around. Liam, he yelled. He barreled across the room and crashed into him in a full-body hug. Liam staggered back a step, laughing. Hey, buddy, he said. Nice party you've got here. You came, Ethan said. And you saw the cake, and there's a ball pit, and sharks you can hit, and... Breathe, Liam chuckled. One amazing thing at a time. Grace walked over, pulse racing. You did this, she said quietly, gesturing toward the room. Didn't you? He shifted, suddenly looking shy. I had a hand in it, he admitted. But a lot of people helped. Your neighbor, the community team, the folks here. I just made one phone call. One phone call, she repeated. And now my kid thinks he lives in a movie. Is that bad? He asked. She shook her head, swallowing the lump in her throat. No, she said. It's more than I ever imagined for him, for us. Kids pressed around the cake, chanting, Cake, cake, cake. Guess that's my cue, Grace said, blinking away tears. Wait, Liam said softly. Can I say something first? To you? To them? She hesitated. All eyes were already on them. Keep it short, she murmured. They're animals when they're hungry. He smiled and turned to the room. Hey, everyone, he said, raising his voice just enough. Conversations quieted. Parents turned. The staff member leaned against the wall, curious. I'm Liam, he said. Most of you don't know me. I met Ethan and his mom yesterday at the grocery store. I heard a little bit of their story. Grace flushed, wanting the floor to open up. Liam continued. I grew up with a mom who worked very hard and very late, and still couldn't always afford the big birthday things, he said. Some years we had cake. Some years we had a single cupcake with a candle. The years we had nothing, those hurt. He glanced at Ethan. I promised myself that when I grew up, if I ever had more than enough, I'd try to make sure fewer kids had nothing years, he said. So when I heard about a dinosaur cake almost getting canceled and a party that might be rained out in a park, I thought, maybe this is one of those times I can help. He put his hands in his pockets. Grace didn't ask me for any of this, he said. In fact, she tried very hard to say no. She works long hours. She juggles bills. She shows up for this kid in ways most people will never see. She deserves more support than she's been given. Grace felt tears slip down her cheeks. Miss Denise rested a hand on her shoulder. Liam took a breath. I'm not just some random guy in a hoodie, he said. My name is Liam Hart. I run a company called Hart Technologies. Some people call me a billionaire. To me, I'm just the son of a woman who did everything she could with very little. A murmur ran through the room. One of the dads whispered, "Is he serious?" under his breath. I'm telling you this not to impress you, Liam said. But because I want to be honest with you, Grace. I have the kind of resources my mom never had. I can't fix everything. I can't go back and give her the birthdays she missed. But I can help now. He turned fully to her. I'd like to do more than buy a cake, he said, voice softer. I'd like to help you breathe a little easier. The Hart Foundation has housing support programs, childcare assistance, job training. I want you to have access to all of it, on your own terms, not as a charity case, as a partner. Grace shook her head, overwhelmed. I can't just think about it, he said. Meet with Maria. Look through the options. Say no to anything that doesn't feel right. But know this, none of this changes your worth. You were a good mom yesterday in that bakery, when you chose heat over cake. You're a good mom today, whether this room is full of balloons or not. Silence stretched. Then Miss Denise started clapping. One parent joined in, then another. In seconds, the room was filled with applause. Ethan tugged on Grace's hand. Mom, he said, eyes shining. Does this mean we're like superheroes now? She laughed through the tears. We always have been, she said. We just didn't have a guy with a cape yet. Ethan turned to Liam. Can you help me blow out my candles? He asked. Liam's voice caught. I'd be honored, he said. They gathered around the cake. The lights dimmed. 7 candles flickered. Make a wish, Grace whispered in Ethan's ear. He closed his eyes. For a moment, the noise faded. The flashing lights, the arcade sounds, the hum of grown-up conversations, all gone. Just a boy, a cake, a room full of people who cared. He opened his eyes and blew. The candles went out in one determined breath. Everyone cheered. As they cut the cake and passed out slices, a staff member discreetly handed Grace an envelope. From the front desk, she said. No rush. Grace opened it with sticky fingers. Inside was a simple note. Gas and electricity balances for apartment 4B, Parkview Towers, have been taken care of for the next 3 months. A friend, her vision blurred. She looked up. Across the room, Liam stood by the ball pit, helping a kid climb out, laughing as he got pelted with foam balls. For the first time in a long time, Grace let herself imagine a future that wasn't a constant game of survival. Not because a billionaire had swooped in and solved everything, but because someone had seen her, really seen her, and decided she wasn't alone anymore. That night, after the last balloon had deflated and Ethan had fallen asleep clutching a plastic T-Rex, Grace stood at the small kitchen sink, washing cake plates. Her phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number lit up the screen. Hey, it's Liam, aka the guy from the bakery who is bad at staying anonymous. If this is too much, tell me, and I'll back off. But if you're open to it, I'd love to talk more about the foundation programs, and maybe about grabbing coffee sometime. No boardrooms, just 2 people who had very different birthdays growing up. Either way, thank you for letting me be part of today. It was an honor. Grace stared at the message for a long time. Her thumb hovered over the keyboard. Finally, she typed, Coffee sounds nice, but only if you bring dinosaur-shaped cookies for Ethan next time. His reply was almost instant. Deal. She smiled, setting the phone down. In the next room, the soft sound of Ethan's snoring drifted down the hallway. Grace turned off the kitchen light and leaned against the counter. Her life wasn't magically fixed. Tomorrow there would still be bills, schedules, hard choices. But tonight, there had been cake, laughter, a room full of people clapping for a single mom who'd gotten used to feeling invisible. And somewhere in the city, a man who could have stayed in his high tower had chosen instead to stand in a grocery store bakery and say, "Not this time." If you've ever had to cancel something special because the numbers just didn't add up, if you've ever felt like your child deserved more than you could give, I hope this story reminds you of something. Your worth is not measured by the size of the party you can throw or the price of the cake you can afford. It lives in the way you show up, day after day, even when you're exhausted, in the way you keep loving, even when the world makes it hard. And sometimes, just sometimes, life sends you a Liam, or you get to be that person for someone else. Now I'd really love to hear from you. Have you ever had to make a heartbreaking choice like Grace's, between bills and your child's joy? Or has someone ever stepped in with an unexpected act of kindness that changed everything, even just for one day? Share your story in the comments. You never know who might read it and feel a little less alone tonight. And if this story touched your heart, please subscribe to Extraordinary Stories, tap the like button, share this video with someone who needs hope today, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next story.